What's up, YouTube? I am back with part 2 of how I broke my vagina. So this story is different than the first one, very different. And I decided that I would do my makeup on camera today. I don't really know why, just thought it would be fun. And I just didn't want to do my makeup like beforehand because I do my makeup before my videos. You guys know what I'm saying. My eyebrows, I shaved off the tail of them, and this one's struggling majorly. This one's struggling as well, but like in a weirder way, I guess. So hopefully y'all will just ignore that. Cool. My name is Shayna. Welcome back to my channel. Don't remember if I already said that. Please subscribe if you think I'm cute or annoying. If you think either one of those things, subscribe. Okay, so this took place basically 2 years ago, and something started happening. So basically I noticed that there was something like kind of weird going on with my vagina, and like that's how I'm gonna start. There was something kind of weird going on with my vagina. But the thing is, my immune system is compromised. I'm a type 1 diabetic. If you didn't know, now you know. And my immune system is compromised as a result of diabetes, and especially because I don't have like the best control of my diabetes currently, or at this time. Actually, it was worse. So that means I'm like prone to yeast infections, and lots of really fun things just happen to me all the time because immune system broke. Yeah. And basically, so I was like, so my vagina was kind of weird, like it kind of hurt a little bit, but nothing like crazy really at first. But then so like another factor to this story that is kind of interesting is that I had been getting like really sick. I got really sick like twice at the beginning of this year, when all the vagina stuff went down. But I didn't make the connection between the two. So like, I don't know. I got really sick, and I think like later on, I think, I kind of like made the connection that like perhaps, because I had like a raging infection and like issues going on, spoiler alert. So like, yeah, you guys are like, what the fuck is this bitch talking about? Okay. So, oh, this is harder than I thought it was gonna be. Okay. So, what I started noticing was that, there's like this crazy fucking motherfucking like tennis ball. No, it was like golf ball sized thing like near the opening of my vagina. Is that like okay to say on the internet? I don't know. These eyebrows are like not okay to put on the internet, but I'm doing it anyways. Yeah, so like I had just gotten into a new relationship. We're still together, so we survived this. I had just gotten into a new relationship, and I noticed that like something was up. Like, yeah, golf ball sized like weirdness in my vagina. And I was like, it was kind of painful, like not terribly so. I guess that's fine. Not terribly so, but like it wasn't comfortable. And I was just like, this is weird. And my boyfriend was like, that's kind of weird. And it was about to be spring break. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the gyno when I'm home from college. And he's like, okay, good luck. And I was like, thanks. However, by this point, it was like worse than golf ball size, like bigger than that, I would say. And it was super duper like tender and terrible. Like it wasn't, there was like something seriously wrong happening. And I like told my mom about it. I was like, Mom, something's happening with my vagina. And she's like, okay, go to the gynecologist's office. But I had done some research on my own, a little bit of internet sleuthery, and I had kind of come to the conclusion that like this was what is called a Bartholin cyst, based on like the location and what was happening and all that kind of stuff. I did some research and I was like, I have a cyst. I was right all along. I did have a cyst. So, sister, that's kind of funny. But yeah, so I had a really bad cyst. And actually, it's kind of weird because my sister, well, I don't know if she'd want me to share this. Never mind, I won't share that. But anyways, I had a cyst and I was like, it was really, really painful. And then, so I decided to do something, really stupid. And I drove home from college to home the day before my birthday. And, I obviously like driving, I was sitting, and I was like sitting on the cyst the whole time, and it fucking hurt. Like it hurt so bad, man. Like I was driving all by myself and like I was in excruciating pain. And this was the day before my 20th birthday. And so I arrived home. I was in a whole fuckload of pain. But my appointment for the gynecologist was not for like a couple of days. Yeah, and yeah, so it was my birthday. Happy birthday, bitch. You're 20. Your vagina's broken. So like we went out to a fancy dinner for my birthday, and I remember this was like the pinnacle of suffering. Oh, okay. So like one thing that I had read on the internet that people do, if they have a cyst, a vaginal cyst, they like will take baths with what's called Epsilon. Did I make that up? Epsom salt. Epsilon? What the fuck is wrong with me? When you've been in Greek life for too long. For real. But yeah, Epsom salt. And I took a bath with Epsom salt in it. And nothing really happened. Except when we went to dinner, my birthday dinner, happy birthday, bitch. I was in like the worst pain of my life. Like, I was sitting on the chair and I remember just being like I was concentrating on not fucking passing out. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever had a pain this bad, but it was like the worst thing of my whole fucking life. And I've been through a lot of painful things in my young life, unfortunately, but this was hella bad. And I remember I stood up to go to the bathroom because, like, you know, my parents and, like, my sister, we were all, like, celebrating. We were having a nice time. And I didn't want to, like, I'm just, like, the kind of person who I don't want to let on that, like, I'm in pain or, like, something bad's going on. Especially when, like, people are being nice and they want to, like, love me and celebrate me. I didn't want to, like, you know, be ungrateful or whatever. So I was like trying to pretend that I wasn't in this like terrible fucking pain, but I was. And so I like went to the bathroom to like give myself a little break where I could be like the pain, you know, like not embrace, but like feel the pain that I'm feeling. I don't even know what I'm doing with my eyeshadow, whatever. It's not like I'm going anywhere. But like when I stood up to go to the bathroom to like let myself feel the pain, I stood up and I swear to God, I almost passed out. Like I was sweating. I was like, and like my family said that like I looked really pale and like they could tell I was not in a good way. They could tell. But anyways, that night after I went, like we got home after my dinner. This is like kind of gross. So like if medical stuff grosses you out, don't listen to this or whatever. But when I got home, weirdest thing, my cyst burst. Like it broke open. She was open. And like that, I didn't know at the time, but that's very uncommon. Like that's weird AF. And this is really gross. I don't know if I should say it, but I feel like if I don't say it, I'm not being real. So much goddamn liquid came out of my cyst, and the relief was so good. And like it was the weirdest fucking experience of my life. And the liquid smelled really bad. It was like pink. Ew, this is so gross. I like definitely shouldn't be sharing this at all, but it's educational. And I think that my cyst burst because of the Epsom salt bath. That's just like my little theory. Not sure if that's true or not, but that's what my brain tells me. And so like she burst, and the next day I had my gyno appointment. So I roll up and I tell her, my gynecologist, I'm like, I think I have a Bartholin cyst. And she's like, okay, I think you're right. And I was like, it burst last night, or like it ruptured, that's the correct term. And she was like, what the fuck? And I was like, that's not ever something you want to hear from a medical professional. Like, you don't ever want to hear them be like shocked, especially like a gynecologist. She deals with all sorts of like crazy shit, and like vaginas are crazy, dude. And she was like shook by me telling her that my fucking Bartholin cyst had ruptured. Okay, I need to do my eyeliner, so please have a little respect. If I'm not saying much, that's why. What? No. Let me choose a better mirror. Any Schwazy. Actually, my eyeshadow looks really good for me. Anyways, so she like strapped me up to the table, as one does, as a gynecologist does, and she's like, let's see that little sucker. And when she did, she's like, oh, no kidding, she's fucking burst. I was like, yeah, yas. This isn't even funny. Like, this story isn't even funny. And that eyeliner's not even good. Whatever, I was talking. And she was like, okay, so that's really bad. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, that's like really bad. You're like really fucked up down there. And I was like, no, like I'm in a lot less pain than I was before. Like, I'm good. I don't think there's a problem. And she's like, you're actually not good, like, at all. you're not good. This infection could spread through your body and you could die. I was like, really? She's like, seriously. And then she's like, I think you should have surgery tomorrow. And I was like, tomorrow? And she's like, tomorrow. I was like, okay. And I like called my mom up and I was like, she thinks I should have surgery tomorrow. And my mom was like, no way. And I was like, I swear, girl. Me just like telling this story so poorly right now because I'm trying to do my makeup. But also doing my makeup poorly because I'm trying to tell a story. So yeah, my gyno was like, you need to have emergency surgery. And I was like, oh, that sucks. This is my spring break, but I guess that's cool or whatever. I'm like so used to medical stuff, and like she was like, I think she was like kind of shocked at how down I was to just like get the surgery over with. But I think that's like how diabetics kind of are. Like, I'm so used to just needing medical stuff to live all the time, like every day of my life. So it's really no big thing. So the thing is about this surgery is this was actually my first surgery where I had to go under general anesthesia, which was kind of scary, which is like extremely scary. And it was supposed to be like a 45-minute surgery, but mine actually took 2 hours. And the reason is that I actually had so my gyno had performed this surgery, like she told me like 40 times or something, 40 or 50 times, and she said that I had the worst infection. Oh no.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine. You just can't get into it because they would never understand.
I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. Anyways, my gyno said that I had the worst infection that she had ever seen in her career. And that, like, I was just, like, majorly fucked up. Like, but she fixed it. So that's cool. So after like the procedure was done, I woke up. I was in a hospital bed and I was really loopy. And I remember my mom, I like opened my eyes and my beautiful, like, super cute, fucking adorable ass mom was just there waiting for me. And I was like, Mama! And she was so happy to see me out of the operating room. And then there was a nurse by my side, and the first thing I said, apparently, I don't even remember this, but the first thing I said to the nurse, or I asked the nurse, I said, can I smoke weed today? And the nurse said, yeah, I don't see why not. I said, oh, thank God. My mom was like laughing at me because I was just being such a loopy kaboopy. And that was pretty much that for like the surgery aspect of things. But then the recovery was hardcore, guys. Like, the recovery was actually really, really difficult. and I had something like 12 stitches. And I remember the first few days after being home from my surgery, I was so scared to look at my vagina. Like, I wouldn't look at it because I was so sore and like in pain. And I was just like, I'm gonna let it, you know, fix itself up a little bit before I fucking try to look at this thing. 2 days post-op, I had to drive for 7 hours all the way back to my college for class. I'm such a champion. I really am. I guess I didn't really have a choice. But yeah, it hurt quite bad. And I told you guys already, I was like in a new relationship. And one thing that was really hard was I couldn't have sex. Like, we couldn't have sex. And you know, being in a new relationship, that's kind of like, that's like a bummer. Hold on, I need to go get my blush. I'm back. I can't decide if I should do freckles, fake freckles or not. I'm not sure. Anyways. So yeah, we couldn't have sex, or not that we didn't try. We definitely tried, but we couldn't have vaginal sex for over 6 weeks. I think it was 8 weeks that it was at 8 weeks that we actually ended up being able to like do it, but it was really painful. And I'll end this story on like a funny note. I tried to do some like research about like remedies and like other people who had this surgery, and like what they recommended and things like that. And one thing I found that was really, really funny, and I don't think it was meant to be funny at all, but there was this one forum, I think it was a Reddit forum, where the girl talks about filling a plastic bag with water, putting it in a sock, putting it in the freezer, and then inserting that into her vagina, and she called it a cold boy, which I thought was so funny. I did not try a cold boy, I'll be honest with you, but I do think it's hilarious. I think that concept is good, and that's pretty much it with that. Me adding as much blush as possible. It's because you can't really see it on camera. But yeah, my recovery went really good, I think. It seemed like it went better than a lot of people's, like, that I read online. That's the thing. If you're going in for a procedure, like, obviously you should be as, like, you should be, like, as knowledgeable and educated about the matter as possible. But at the same time, I think most people are better off not really knowing what's gonna go down in their surgery, especially if it's like if it's a necessary surgery, I should say. If it's an elective surgery, that's different. You should know, read all the horror stories, etc., etc. But if you have to get the surgery no matter what, I would definitely say, like, don't do the research if you can avoid it. Because you're gonna hear the worst case scenario, and you're gonna get so fucking scared. You're gonna freak yourself out, and it's not gonna do you any good because you're gonna need to get the surgery anyways. That's my 2 cents about the matter. Because once I started looking into people who had gotten this surgery, that's when I fucking got scared. But I had already had the surgery, luckily. So these freckles are not turning out good, girl. That's fine. Like I said, I ain't got nowhere to be. I ain't got no one to see. Except for like my boyfriend and my roommates. And they think I'm cute no matter what. This is why I'm like not a fucking beauty guru, because this is me with like my full face of like everyday makeup. I'm just like not careful at all because I don't really care that much, but did I leave anything out? Did I forget to tell any part of the story? This is really pretty. I'm obsessed with this lipstick. It's an Urban Decay lipstick in 66 Comfort Matte. It's like, looks like that. Looks like that. I don't even line my lips or nothing. Yay! Okay, so that story wasn't funny at all, so I might have to re-record this whole video. But I hope you guys really enjoyed watching me do this. A lot of my friends have like asked me, I guess, to like film a makeup tutorial. They probably didn't realize this is like what it would be, but this is pretty much always like a variation of this is how I do my face. So I hope you guys really enjoyed. I love you all dearly. Let me know if you guys have also had vaginal issues, I guess, or don't. Like, that's personal, don't tell me that. Let me know how it's going in quarantine or whatever. Okay, I love you guys dearly. My name is Shayna. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.